What good is a medal saying that you're entrepreneur of the year for this year
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
if you are not able to share it, diba?
Mm-hmm.
One, you should inspire others.
Yeah.
Two, you should be able to transfer what you know and your skills to others, capacitate and build others.
That's
how
true.
we amplify the community's best qualities.
Conjen Marford.
Hello.
Hi.
It's nice to be here.
Oh my God. We're back doing Illustrado Talks after missing and being on hiatus for 5 years.
5 years, huh?
5 years. 5 years. But I can tell that this is going to be one of my favorite episodes.
Wow.
I think
I hope so too.
I hope so too. I think we have so much to talk about,
Yes.
you know, in what's happening with the Filipino community right now and how we move ourselves forward. And I'm sure you have a lot to say and to share.
Now I'm bursting.
Yay! So let's get into it. You've been here for quite some time now, right? You're winding your six years, right?
Yes. I arrived 2019, I think. 2019, yes. October 2019, and I came to Dubai to assume my post as congen March of last year. But I'm leaving this October.
So that's quite a fair amount of time. And I think before that you've served in Malaysia, in Australia, and Vietnam, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So in the last 10 years, let's step back 10 years ago. What kind of developments have you seen in the Filipino diaspora? Did something stand out to you? How do you think we've gone in the last 10 years? What has grown with the Filipino community?
Specifically here in the UAE, I think we've grown in numbers. So now we're 1 million, 700,000 here in Dubai and Northern Emirates.
Yeah.
And then we also have not just second but third generation Filipinos who
Yes.
are here. So these are Filipinos who have not seen or
Yeah.
known our country the way we do.
It's a totally different generation, yeah?
Yeah, totally different. And we have also been now in different sectors that we did not used to be in. Now we have Filipinos in C-suite sector.
Yeah.
We also are growing in numbers in the middle section. That means the blue-collar workers. Whereas it used to be that we had so many domestic workers. So those are the changes that we've seen. And with those changes, the world has also changed. The environment here in the UAE has changed. Their policies have actually become more liberal. And the environment is actually much better for a Filipino to come. That's why you see so many Filipinos want to come to the UAE and to replicate the successes of Filipinos who've made it here.
Exactly. I mean, when I think of the UAE, right, sometimes people talk to us and they're just visiting.
Yes.
And they would say...
At first,
right? And then you end up 20 years ago, you're still here. But, you know,
Visiting for 20 years.
exactly. When they visit, they're asking, so how does it feel to live in a place like the UAE? What was your experience? And I always tell them that we're very fortunate here because this country allows us to invent or sometimes even reinvent ourselves, right?
Correct.
So there's so many possibilities, there's so many opportunities. And like you said, the Filipinos are growing as the market is growing. You know, when I started here, which was almost 35 years ago, please don't calculate my age. No calculating of ages, okay? You know, back then, Filipinos were sort of slotted in very specific categories, right? I've been told one time at my workplace that the expectation for Filipinos was only in the domestic sector, domestic help sector.
How dare they?
How dare they, right? Whereas we were the kids of engineers, for example, from the petroleum industry, which is a
Yes.
totally different sector
Yeah.
that nobody
Yeah,
talks
yeah,
about.
yeah.
So we grew up like that. But I think there are still Filipinos with a lot of limiting beliefs. You know, like sometimes they would be coming here, they would graduate from prestigious schools like Benilde or Ateneo or UP, and then the first port of call is to become a barista in Starbucks because they're thinking, ito lang yung pwede kong gawin, right? I have to start from the very bottom when in fact there are other ways to do it. What do you think of that, Conjan? Yung limiting beliefs ng Filipinos?
I think there's a proper way of framing it. The way I see it, we owe so much to the domestic workers.
Yeah.
It used to be that diba, it's a pyramid.
Yeah.
So the base is actually the largest number of population we have here. And it used to be that we have more domestic workers. But going back, like in the 1970s, there were nannies. Nannies, actually, they have education diplomas.
Yeah.
And they
Exactly.
are actually tutors.
Yeah.
They were hired as tutors for the rich families here. And the babies that were being taken care of, the children, they are now the CEOs.
Yeah.
They are now the business owners. They are now the ones that rule the country.
Exactly.
Here.
Yeah.
And therefore, they have a soft spot for Filipinos.
Yeah.
Because their first tutors, their first nannies, were Filipinos. And that's why there's also that interest amongst the Emiratis to hire Filipinos.
Yeah.
So we owe so much to the nannies.
Definitely.
Yes.
And there's no shame in that, honestly. I mean, let's correct that misconception that having domestic helpers as a large part of the diaspora is a bad thing, because in reality, like you said, sir, we owe them a lot. And
they opened the doors, so
they built the affinity for Filipinos, right? You know, wherever they are serving, because of them, there's so much affinity for Filipinos. I mean, like, I've met people who consider their Filipina nannies as their second mother, who would travel to the Philippines, you know, from Saudi Arabia, going to the Philippines on an annual basis, because that's also my second mother.
I know of an official who went to the Philippines to look for his nanny.
Yeah.
And they met.
That's amazing.
And that just goes to show you that we've come so far in this country because of the seeds planted by them. But it also means we do not need to remain in that sector.
Exactly.
And
right?
that's the segue to opening up our minds as to what's possible for Filipinos in this country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Diba?
So it's really expanding that narrative. We're not just this, we're also that, right? We're also entrepreneurs.
It's a whole spectrum.
C-suite, you know, leaders in business, leaders in the community. It's an entire spectrum, like you said.
And that's also part of the change. We have seen the UAE change so much that our presence in across all the sectors and fields is very much accepted. No, we are welcome.
Definitely.
We are welcomed. And I think what's the only limiting factor? It's ourselves. If we limit ourselves into saying that we only belong in this sector or that sector, no. And you'll be surprised. Of course, not you, but I mean, many of our audience would probably be surprised to find that there are Filipinos who own companies, not just one company, but groups of companies.
Groups of companies.
So that is what's possible here in Dubai, here in the UAE.
I remember there was news of one Filipino company. This was news from Attorney Barney Almazar back then. So one of his clients, a Filipino corporation, bought out a UAE-based company for 125 million US dollars.
Wow.
That was a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So that's the other side of the spectrum, right? We're not just that, we're all the way there.
Yeah. But I think what's needed is for us to go from point A to point B. We are here where we are now. Let's not be contented.
Yeah.
Let's reach for higher ground, no?
Yeah.
Because it's possible.
Yeah.
And many people have shown that it's possible.
Yeah. You know, going back to the origin story of Illustrado magazine, sir, I don't know if you've heard about this before. So one of the reasons, or one of the things that inspired us to build Illustrado magazine back then was that when I used to be in corporate and I used to travel and do these events for the medical sector, right? In hotels in different parts of the Gulf, the Filipino staff will always bring their managers because a Filipina was leading that event. So they were like, look, it's a Filipina who's the boss of that, of that company. So that really stuck in my head, because I thought, okay, that's what we need to do for our people. It's to show them the possibilities, give them the inspirations, and then they will feel like, I can do that too. Right?
Yeah.
Ano po yung message nyo dun sa mga those who have these limiting beliefs?
What I can tell them is, actually, if we take inspiration from people who've already made it, let's not forget the fact that they're also Filipinos. They had the same problems that we have. And they went through the same struggles that you are probably going through. But they overcame it.
Yes.
I've always believed in the in the potential of people, and but we should believe in that potential that we have within us. For some, it's belief in God, belief in someone who has a higher purpose for you, and it works because we Filipinos are very religious, no? And we have an affinity for all things divine, no? So to me, what works is that if we believe in something that's higher than ourselves, then we are motivated to do better, because that drives us. But once we get that kind of inspiration, what do we do? Diba? So we need to also be able to walk the talk. If we say that we're able, if we say that we're able to do this, then you better have that skill, or else you will let people down, and most of all, you will let yourself down.
Exactly. Yeah. So walk the talk. We have to deliver the goods. And I think with Filipinos, by and large would walk the talk. I think what we have a problem with is the talking. Right, sir? Because we're so self-deprecating.
That's a good point.
We don't really promote ourselves. What do you think?
Well, to me, I think that's one of the limiting factors.
Yeah.
I think Filipinos were not taught from a young age to promote themselves. We are taught to stay quiet in front of elders. We are taught not to speak out of turn. We are taught to give way to others. That's well and good.
Yeah.
But taken too far, then we're limiting ourselves. Especially in this place where we have 200 plus nationalities competing for labor, competing for positions, and we need to compete. And to compete, you need to arm yourself with skills, with knowledge, and with the ability to express yourself.
True.
If we cannot articulate what's in our mind, what good is our mind?
Exactly.
Diba?
I mean, you don't win even in a business context or even in a community or a networking context if you don't speak up. No matter how good and talented you are, nobody's gonna know.
You'll be just a wallflower.
Exactly. We have to be our own promoters. So I think that's really important to work on communications po, no?
And I think those who are in a position of teaching communication skills, we would ask them to volunteer or to even put up businesses wherein Filipinos can enroll and learn how to express themselves. We know how to express ourselves musically. So we also know how to express ourselves articulately, verbally.
Yeah. If we can only just zone in our passion for music into communications, right?
Yes, it should. It's a matter of channeling.
Yeah.
Because it's innate within us, di ba?
Yeah.
Chismoso tayo eh.
Yeah.
Hindi naman sa chismoso. Sorry, that's the wrong word.
Yes, we are.
We are expressive. Di ba? We are expressive.
Yeah.
O, tama ka rin doon. But kailangan i-challenge.
Yeah.
I-channel.
I wanted to add that yung passion natin for music, for chismis, and for beauty contest, ilagay naman natin sa communication and, promoting ourselves, right? We need that.
Yeah. I think we have the propensity of looking at beauty contests and awards as ends in itself.
Good point. Please do tell us about that.
What good is a sash na nanalo ka noong 1997? Birang bilibining ganito or what? What good is a medal saying that you're entrepreneur of the year for this year and that? If you are not able to share it, diba? One, you should inspire others. Two, you should be able to transfer what you know and your skills to others, capacitate and build others. That's how we amplify the community's best qualities. Diba?
That's true. Like, we were talking on the side earlier, a lot of people, they like receiving awards. But what's the point if it stops there? Are you just collecting the trophies? So the award has to come with commitment. Like you said, sir.
I propose to those who organize these awards that they should form actually an elders council. That these award recipients should be able to channel their skills towards something that will benefit the community. Not just an end in itself, as I said.
Exactly. If you have the gift, then you have to share it.
Yeah.
And the good thing about sharing the gift is that, especially if it's a skill, when you share the gift, you become better and better at it. Right? So I think that's a win for all parties.
To be biblical about it, diba? Sabi sa Bible, you have a light. Don't hide it under a bushel.
Yeah.
Share it. Put it in the mountaintops, diba? So that others will see it and be inspired and do good and even do better. Diba?
That's great. That's great. So calling all you award winners out there, if there are any award winners, wherever you are, share the light, guys. Okay, it's not enough just to hold on to that trophy. You got to do something about it. Conjen, what does leveling up the Filipino mean to you?
It's good you mentioned that because sometimes our take on culture and on our identity is something that keeps us from leveling up.
Do tell.
For example, Filipino values like hiya, pakikisama, utang na loob, amor proprio. These are things that are by themselves, in and of themselves, are actually good. But we have a tendency of taking it too far.
Yeah.
So, for example, if we take pakikisama too far, then that means even if what your friend is asking of you is not really right anymore and you still say yes out of pakikisama, then that's the wrong interpretation of pakikisama. Hiya, a request is made of you, and out of hiya, even though that's not right anymore, you still say yes.
Or sometimes nahihiya tayo to promote ourselves, to put ourselves out there, right? Because we're not supposed to be mayabang.
It's a misplaced sense of humility.
Yeah, that's true.
I always look at Filipino values as a double-edged sword. Don't take it too far. It should always be medium, set on medium. Because even the Bible says anything that's too much is not good for you.
Of course.
So what we need is to have a correct interpretation, because it also is directly connected to how we view ourselves. Because if we are too assertive, and then we say, that's not being Filipino, that's incorrect. We should always be assertive.
Of course.
We should always say what is right. Mahilig ang Pilipino sa pakiramdaman.
Yeah.
Diba?
We don't like to speak up, right?
We don't like to speak up. And even if we are uncomfortable, we don't say so. But we should. Diba?
Of course.
That's part of being honest.
Yeah.
So being true to yourself and being Filipino means you should do away also with all these things that are keeping us from leveling up. And therefore, if we have a correct interpretation of our culture, then we are free.
Yeah.
We are free to move up. We are free to not really exalt ourselves, but we can promote ourselves.
Yeah.
Especially in this place where there are 200 plus nationalities.
Yeah.
As I said before, we need to compete. And to compete, we need to show what we can do.
Of course.
And we need to let people know
yes.
what our abilities are.
Exactly.
If we don't,
yeah.
then who'll take us?
I think classic, simple kind of situation, right? A lot of Filipinos find it hard to ask for a raise.
Yes.
They will work and work and work and work, but it's hard for them to communicate that, hey, boss, I deserve that raise, right?
Why did you give it to her?
Exactly.
When I should be the one getting it.
Yeah.
No, because we have this mistaken notion, it's not very Christian. It's not very Filipino.
Yeah.
That is patently wrong.
Yeah.
You're given the intellect. You're given the knowledge. You're given the skills and the courage to stand up for ourselves. Diba? So we should do that.
So what is your view of the leveled up Filipino? So obviously here we're saying that you need to be articulate and you need to be able to not just step up, but you should also be able to talk about yourself, say what's right, speak up when the time is right. What other things or what other markers are you thinking about when you think about, okay, this Filipino is evolved, this Filipino has leveled up? What are these markers?
The courage to walk away.
Okay, I love that. That's a good one, yeah.
I actually learned that from you.
Yeah?
if
That's true.
Diba?
Yeah.
A Filipino who knows himself, knows his own worth, will have a clear idea of where he or she stands, for example, in the workplace, in society. And therefore, you know what you can demand.
Yeah.
So if you go to your boss and say, boss, I want this position and I want this promotion and I want this salary. But in case that your boss says no,
Yeah.
it's either you accept it or you walk away. So always be ready to walk away.
Yeah.
But it stems from knowing your own worth.
That's true.
And then if you walk away, then you better have a plan B.
Of course. I like that, like in branding, and this was part of the discussion we had before. It's not just about saying yes, or in branding, in business, even in your personal life, right? It's not just about making the right choices when you say yes. It's also about being able to say no to the wrong choices, because like in business, sometimes you get into partnerships just because community, pakikisama again. Instead of saying no, we say yes, and it's wrong. It doesn't fit, right? So we need to make that choice properly. So we walk away when we have to.
Yes.
That's very important.
And we should know when to walk away and when not to walk away. That takes judgment, that takes experience. And it's a hit or miss, no? But we learn from experiences, and if we have enough experiences, then you know even from gut feel whether this is right or wrong for you.
What else is there? So being articulate, demanding what you deserve, walking away when you have to. Is there anything else that you can think of?
I think also being rooted still in your own identity, knowing who you are. As a Filipino, I already said that we have this mistaken notion, but knowing who you really are and knowing in what aspects do I stand out as a Filipino? Is it because I'm friendly? Is it because of this or that? And using and capitalizing on our own uniqueness in the workplace. So much so that people will say, oh, he's like this because he's Filipino. In a positive sense. And he is reliable and dependable. He's Filipino. And using that as something that will really resonate, and that will be believed and repeated by your employers, by your colleagues.
I just got reminded, and this is difficult to talk about, right? Because sometimes in certain situations, you feel like being Filipino is a disadvantage. That's a hard truth. But I love what you're saying, because what we're saying here is that don't feel like you're disadvantaged because you're Filipino. In fact, this should be a strength. I'm Filipino, that's why I'm so good like this. I love that. We need to flip that script.
Yeah, and I think everything can be a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It can be used as an advantage or disadvantage. Play up the positives, no? And turn what we have into assets rather than liabilities.
That's very true. You've served in so many countries. You've seen Filipinos from all walks of life. How do we upgrade our standards, and in what aspects should we be upgrading our standards? What do you see as our weakness right now that you can pinpoint and say, we have to elevate ourselves, Tito? In this field, we have to elevate ourselves. In this way of thinking, in this kind of mindset, we need to upgrade ourselves. Are there any things like that?
I think whatever field, if you already reach your comfort zone, that's dangerous. Especially at the time when there are so many other nationalities, so many other individuals, let's say, who are competing for attention in this global stage that is Dubai, the UAE. If we say, oh, I'm comfortable enough, and for example, I came from one of my previous postings, and there's someone I met who said, I do not want to get promoted. Huh? Why don't you want to get promoted? Because I'll pay higher taxes. So sometimes you're motivated by the wrong reasons.
Yeah, that's true.
So what I would like to think is that we Filipinos are somehow learning by this time that we live in a very challenging era. In many ways, politically, socially, people are dissatisfied.
Yeah.
But that can also be an opportunity.
Yeah.
To me, if you see that there's something within you that you can use, that can You can use it to your own advantage as a Filipino. You can stand out and then use that and capitalize on that. Especially in an era where we live in, like right now, it is also a time of opportunity. If you come up with an idea that will really click, then you'll be the next Steve Jobs.
Don't rest on your laurels. And I think this also speaks to, some of these incidences that we see, and I'm gonna get in trouble for this again, because we like saying that, oh, I'm the first Filipino in that company. I've mentioned this before in another podcast, that to me that's not an achievement. That actually feels sad, because I'm like, there should be more Filipinos in that company, right? Or I'm the only business person in this small pond. I think we should keep on expanding our reality. We have to keep on expanding our world. We should be able to benchmark with the best in the world.
Yes.
Or at least, push ourselves there.
So to add on to what you're saying, so what I'm hearing from you also is that we should set our targets, not base it on others, but base it on ourselves. Like, for example, I've reached this milestone. What's my next target?
Exactly.
Challenge yourself.
Yeah.
You don't need to compare yourself with others, no?
Yeah, true.
But if you set
for
yourself higher targets, this quarter I'm going to be like this. Next quarter I'm going to do this. Without that, you will not be motivated. You'll just be sitting complacently saying, "Oh, I've already achieved everything. I'm an old man."
You stop growing when you think you've achieved everything,
Yes.
right? Because you can achieve until you die.
Yes.
In reality, especially I think in our generation now, there's no such thing as just retirement anymore, because
Correct.
you still want to be active, you still want to, do things, you're still ambitious,
I
right?
think they're going to come up with a new definition for retirement.
Retirement is a passé word, I think, right?
Yes.
But that's very important. Now, sir, how can we improve our representation? What about representation?
Okay. Whenever a Filipino succeeds, no, we say, "Oh, that's a Filipino.
Yeah.
She's this, he's that. So came from this and came from that, from my hometown."
Yeah.
And we are so happy.
Yeah.
But the success of one will only be relevant if it can be replicated. I think, and it goes to the question also of stewardship. You've been given this talent, you've been given this ability, you've been given this success. What do you do about it? Then there is a reason why it was given to you. And like the metaphor that we use about the light, it needs to be shared.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
need to, if one is successful, then you need to replicate yourself. Because there are other people hungry
Yeah.
for the same success that you achieved.
Yeah.
Diba? So, I think the best thing we can do and aspire for is for this success to be replicated, such that the community will be happy about it and will be inspired further.
I like that, yeah. Because what we're saying here is that it's not enough just to be successful and you think that you're representing everybody. No, you take the next step and get everybody to become successful as well.
Yes.
Then that is really success.
And that's actually representation. Sometimes it gets lost in the translation. We only say that we're Filipino, but we do not highlight the journey towards that success.
Yeah.
Oh, she's successful, this and that, and came from this. But the journey is actually the story. And for it to be replicated, then we should learn the lessons from the journey. I think what needs to be institutionalized is a way of passing that on. I think this is a challenge to successful Filipinos, for them to group themselves together and find a way of giving back to the community.
That's true.
Well, we can say, oh, individually they are, but as a group,
Intentionally.
Intentionally, I think it's something that needs to be done. But it needs to be done with a purpose and voluntarily. We
Of
cannot
course.
force anyone to
Of course.
join a bandwagon or a campaign or a
Of
movement,
course.
they need to feel it in their hearts
Yeah,
that this desire to help others is burning within
definitely. I love that. I think all successful people should be teachers and mentors.
you. Yes.
I think that's one way to bring everybody up, right? To
Yes.
allow everybody to rise up. Now you've spoken about stewardship. And, we're here in this country where we're given opportunities. We're given the freedom to succeed. We can open up businesses. We can work in good situations, right? We can even reinvent ourselves. Maybe you were doing something back in the Philippines, and then
Yes.
when you come here, you totally reinvent yourself into a different kind of person, a different industry. How do we make sure that we are doing also good by the country that adopted us? Because I think it's important, right? It's not just good to take the benefits of being here. I think it's important to also contribute, right? What do you think?
To me, there are many opportunities to give back to this country. One, we're already doing it. We always hype the fact that Filipinos give back or send money back home, and it's through these remittances our dollar reserves are up, and therefore we are not prone to shocks economically. So that's only one half of the equation. The fact is we are contributing to the GDP of the host countries where we are in, especially here in the Middle East. A World Bank study was made which found out that the GDP of the host country actually increases. How? On one hand, when a Filipino nanny is hired, then the female spouse is able to work. Then from a one-income household, it becomes a two-income household, whether that's in the UAE, that's in Saudi Arabia. And it expands and makes the GDP of that country grow.
It's amazing to think about it like
yes,
that. Yeah.
Yes, because we don't think of it that way. No?
Yeah.
We just see a Filipina being employed, and that's it. But we are actually contributing to the GDP.
Yeah.
But there are many ways wherein we can contribute to the country which has embraced us.
Yeah.
They have many campaigns, they have many activities that we can take part in, and we are actually doing it already. We have cycling groups, we have runners groups that are taking part in activities organized by Dubai Police.
That's
so
very
as
good,
a matter
yeah.
of representation, they know that we are there. For example, there was also a day wherein the Dubai Police highlighted the ways by which this country is combating illegal recruitment and trafficking, human trafficking.
Yeah.
And we took part in that, and the community took part in that. There are many ways of giving back to this country. But I also heard this from the from a UAE official who said that the Filipinos are the glue that keeps together the 200 plus nationalities here.
I love that.
You
That's
know why?
amazing. Yeah.
Because we're the friendly ones, the gregarious
Yeah,
ones,
yeah.
who organize karaoke
Yeah.
sessions, who organize going out,
Yeah.
and even the ones that take care of team activities in companies. No? So we love doing that.
Yeah.
So we are seen as that. We are seen as a positive force. We need to further reinforce it
Yeah.
by taking part in the programs of the host government.
I remember, former Ambassador Grace Princesa and her 3 Fs, fun, family, and friendship. I don't know if I remember it correctly, but she always used to say that
That's good.
Filipinos are the 3 Fs, you
3
know?
Fs, no?
It's true, isn't it? And I think
Freakingly fantastic.
freakingly fantastic. Okay, please. Freakingly fantastic. Let's turn that into a hashtag. That's amazing. And I think also participating, collaborating with the different cultures, not only representation. I think we also have to be mindful in terms of our duties here in the country,
Correct.
right? Because I remember a couple of months ago, and of course this did not happen in the UAE, in Qatar. There were Filipinos that got into trouble because of this whole political issue with the Philippines, even if they're sitting in Qatar. So things like this are not allowed in the country. We have to observe the rules, we have to observe the values and all of that. Is there a message that you can impart to people on those terms?
It's like when you go into a house, no? You're in your best behavior.
Of course.
Diba? Even if you want to go to the restroom,
Yeah.
you're shy about asking where the
Exactly.
restroom is.
Yeah.
Because you're in your best behavior. And that's what happens to Filipinos naman abroad.
Yeah.
We are in our best behavior. We follow the traffic rules. We follow the laws and regulations. And we should keep doing that.
We should
because
keep doing that, definitely.
We are known for being a positive force in this part of the world. And therefore, we should further reinforce it by showing that we are actually able to abide by their rules. And it's also one way of giving back, no?
Of course.
We are thankful that we have this freedom. We enjoy staying in the host government under their care and protection. And since we are benefiting from it, the least we can do is actually be mindful of the rules and follow everything that is being advised by this government.
A lot of Filipinos, like you were saying earlier, are third generation, right? We already have the third generation Filipinos here. A lot of Filipinos, I mean, I don't know about the figures. Maybe you have some figures of the third culture kids, born and bred in the UAE, not based in the Philippines. They're all out here. How do they make sure, or at least the parents or the youth themselves, how do we make sure that they're still, even if they have their roots here, that they still have a very strong connection in the Philippines? What's your advice?
That's a good question. It's actually a challenge, no? We have this phenomenon of second, third generation youth that are growing up here who know Ishi Biladi better than Lupang Hinirang.
That's true.
And you can't blame them. It's the environment that they grew up in. So it's incumbent upon the parents to really make sure that their kids are aware of their roots. And one way is, of course, telling them about stories about our heroes, Jose Rizal, Bonifacio, everyone. But I hear the ambassador say this often. The parents should tell their children their own stories, how they struggled, how they came here, because they are the heroes. They are the heroes to their own kids. And it's something that needs to be appreciated by the second, third, fourth generation.
Of course.
Because it's an experience that they did not go through.
Yeah.
So they need to be reminded of that.
Yeah.
And we at the consulate, at the embassy, we are here to further strengthen and buttress that, provide information about Philippine culture. And that's also seen in the activities that we undertake at the consulate. We need to partner also with the community to make sure that our heritage is not forgotten. We have, of course, the Juan Luna's Una Bulaqueña at the Louvre Abu Dhabi.
Exactly, yeah.
So since the K-12, I think, is free to go to Abu Dhabi, so maybe they can just organize trips going there. Also, we have cultural groups that are thriving here in Abu Dhabi and Dubai that teach Filipino dances.
Yeah.
And Gino Banola of Baybayin.
Yeah.
What he's doing is something that also we want to accentuate here. Filipino calligraphy is something that should be known by the younger generation. And I always encourage even musicians to incorporate elements of Filipino culture in modern music. If you know Easy Mill, the rapper,
not really,
Filipino rapper who used Cariñosa.
Wow, interesting.
In one of his raps, and I think it's even being featured by Eminem. I'm not sure, but those are things wherein Filipino culture should also be seen in contemporary art.
Definitely.
So we encourage also the creatives to infuse Filipino culture in their works. And we see that naman. We see that.
We need to have a youth organization. We had one back in the day under the Philippine Consulate. It was, it was very casual, but we had like a Kabataang Filipino back then.
Nice.
I was the president back then, we used to sponsor dances and
revive
meetings. And
that.
I think it's needed because, like if I think about my sons, right? And they grew up here, And if the government is only talking about repatriation, this is totally lost to them, because for so long this has always been the talk of the the embassy or the consulate. That's a priority. How do we repatriate and all of that? But these kids will not even think about this anymore.
And I think that's part of the reset that needs to take place.
Yeah.
In the Philippines, in Philippine government, there's already been a reset. So the functions of assistance to nationals, of repatriation and all, it's now being taken care of by a different department.
Yeah.
It's the Department of Migrant Workers.
Yeah.
So we at the embassy, at the consulate, while we are still taking care of assistance to nationals cases, we can also focus more on promotion of Philippine culture.
Yes.
And I think we can do a lot more. Last June 12th, on the National Day celebration, we also had a forum on migration. And I think 60 plus students attended.
That's amazing.
Some are from Ras Al Khaimah, here in Dubai. And some are K to 12. Some are actually already in their college, university years. So they also came up with their own findings and their own recommendations. And one of which is to form a core of Filipino youth. So it jives with what you're saying.
It's very important because it's a different time, right? You're at a unique juncture where you have to deal with the next generation of Filipino expatriates out here. It's not the story of my father anymore. It's not our story anymore. It's the story of our children, right? And it's a different time.
That's why the same ingredients and the same formulas do not work anymore.
Of course, yeah.
We need to reformulate.
Yeah.
And this is part of that reformulation and reset.
And I think one good thing is that I see young guns now with the Consul General. I mean, with the Consulate General, like Mr. Jim Jimeno and Miss Syra. It's good to have young people as well because they understand the situation. They can speak the same language.
They're the ones who recommended me to do the podcast.
We're not saying we're old, okay?
No. We're not admitting
we're still
to
young.
We're not admitting
but it's good to have younger people in the mix.
And it's going to be driven by them.
Exactly. They're today. It's not even the future. It's today.
So our ears should be open to what they say.
Exactly. Now, some real talk. If there was one burning truth or one burning thing that the Filipinos need to hear, get shocked by right now, or, you just need to shake people and say this to them, what's that one thing? Is there something like that you want to communicate or you need to communicate?
Let me think. I think one realization is that we always try to blame things that are external to us, no? But when you come to think about it, you are in control. We are, how do you call it, high agency. We should take it upon ourselves that the decision is ours. That we have control over what's happening around us. We should make the right decisions. I think we are given faculties. We are given talents. We are given intellect to be able to discern what is right and what is wrong. But we are the ones making that decision. I hope that, of course, we are able to build a community here in the Filipino community that encourages people making the right decisions. Not being taken advantage of by scams, not being taken advantage of by unscrupulous people, and always relying only on reliable information, information coming from the consulate or the embassy. It's because in this day and age of social media, it's easy to believe in something if you really want to believe in it.
Yeah, true.
And usually that something is too good to be true and therefore is false.
Yeah.
So I think it is incumbent upon everyone to really rely on the right sources. If they're able to, just check the consulate website, the embassy website. The messaging is there. All the information that is needed is there. But we have to make our own decisions.
You have the agency. You have it all in you.
Yes.
To make that right decision.
We are not powerless.
Exactly.
Filipinos who come here of their own accord.
Yeah.
They made the decision, I will go to Dubai and make a name for myself, but make the right choices, and go through the proper channels,
Exactly.
everything is available here.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to touch on one thing that you mentioned earlier, when we were talking on the side. We love to complain, right?
Yeah.
But maybe that's not exclusive to us. I think other nationalities
Yeah.
also love to complain. But we're notorious complaining, talking about things, whether it's politics, it's the the difficulties in life or whatnot, or even celebrity scandals or whatever. We like to weigh in, right? But sometimes we stop at complaining, whereas we should be taking the step and doing something about it, right? So maybe you can share something about that, sir.
We Filipinos are actually very good communicators. It's just that sometimes it's not verbal.
Yeah.
And we love watching telenovelas, stories, because we are drawn to the drama, to all these things. But when you come to think of it, our situation here, we are better off than most, no? As long as we make the right decisions. And on the matter of complaints, there are legitimate complaints which can be addressed. But you know that you can do something about it. Go and do it.
Yeah.
No, it's one thing to tell others do it and that, but you have the agency, no?
Yes, that's very important.
That we need to realize that that the power is within us.
Yeah.
To create an environment where we will be happy, create an environment wherein we will thrive. But we need to do something.
Yeah.
We should not just be waiting for something to happen.
Exactly.
We should make it happen.
Like Juan Tamad waiting for that mango.
For the guava.
Was it the mango, the guava, or the coconut, whatever, to fall down? Yeah.
It takes action.
We have the power. It's not enough. Like sometimes you hear people like, but our politics is so messed up, this and that, our country is this and that. But the question is, what have you done about it?
That is our call whenever there's elections. So, to begin with, we are apolitical. We serve the function of the COMELEC.
Exactly.
Therefore, we do not and cannot favor one over another. But having said that, our role in the political sphere is to vote.
Yeah.
So, and vote wisely.
Exactly.
And again, to use the intellect we're given to choose correctly, because it's really up to us.
Make the right choice.
Yes.
Make the right choice.
I think some of the complaints that are being made is out of laziness, and hopefully something that we will be able to change. That when we complain about something, then you should consider, did I vote in the last election?
Exactly.
No. Did I make the right choice?
What have you done about it? That's true. Let me turn this now into a personal question. What keeps Marford Angeles awake at night? What keeps you up at night?
Okay. What keeps me up at night? Apart from my wife, the one that inspires me is my wife, no? But on the other hand, I chose to become a foreign service officer because I wanted to serve. I wanted to make a difference. So my prayer always, and the driver knows this, and my colleagues at the consulate know this. Every time we go out, I say a prayer. Say, God, please help us today. Help us to make a decision, to make the correct decisions. Help us to be a blessing unto others. Bring to us people who will also be a blessing unto us, so that together we can create blessings. We want to be a blessing factory.
I like that, blessing factory. That's a good one.
Because we are here for a purpose, and that purpose is really to uplift, to build each other up, and to build up the community. There are many ways in which we shoot ourselves in the foot. We always, only in the Philippines, and putting it in a negative connotation. No? But we fail to see that the same mistakes that we make are being made by other people. We always tend to go to that direction wherein, Filipinos are like this, Filipinos are like that. Negative.
Breast beating, they say.
But the reality is, we are no better or no worse than anybody else. Therefore, the only logical choice is to highlight the positives.
Yeah, that's true.
And therefore, we should be in that mindset that we would like to build each other up and help and not to tear down but to build. And in that way, then after our life in this earth is done, then we can say something good came out of my existence.
You've done something good. You've done well.
However brief.
That's admirable. Okay, you've got one of the toughest jobs. I cannot imagine how it feels like to be responsible for almost 700,000 people, right? That's huge. How do you keep yourself centered? How do you keep yourself sane? And how do you deal with stress? What's the go-to move for Consul Marford Angeles?
Okay. Again, apart from my wife. Because it's always my wife that is...
You're racking up the good points.
I'm like a homing pigeon.
Yeah.
That it always
that's your home. That's your center. Yeah.
Yes. And she's what keeps me grounded. But I think the key to surviving and to thriving in a job like ours is to always be in connection with the people that you serve. Because if you hear them, what they're saying, you understand what they're going through, then you have that empathy and that desire to make a difference and to really do good. It sounds so perfect, no? But that's what's needed. If you keep yourself away from the people that you serve, how will you know how best to serve them?
That's true.
How to fulfill the needs of the community. So by now, people in the community see me at virtually all events. Because I need to be there. I need to be with people. I need to hear their stories, listen to what they're going through. If they have reasons to be happy about, then I need to hear about it. If they have reasons to complain, then I should also hear it all the more. But to do the work that we do best, we should know our audience, our clientele.
Of course.
And I always say that the work that we do at government here in government is not a one-off thing. We are not here to just fulfill and tick off boxes. We are here to fulfill a need. We are here to hear people out, and we are here to serve. That cannot be done if you isolate yourself.
One last question. Who's the secret Marford Angeles that we haven't seen yet? We're gonna make public now the private.
Okay.
Who are you in your private life that people haven't seen yet? Or if you'd like to share, yeah.
In reality, I have my bad side. I have my worst side. I have my moments wherein I get irritated.
We're just human.
We're just human.
Yeah, we're human, all of us.
And I think that it goes without saying, no? But sometimes people might have this mistaken notion that he's so jolly, he's so accessible. Not all the time, because we are humans too, and we have batteries getting drained.
Of course.
And especially deal with people,
especially in your job.
But the other side of the coin is you also get energized by people. So you turn that into something that's positive. People also haven't seen yet, I think, my love for music. It's something that I
yes,
love.
we know that.
Oh, you know
You're
that.
a self-confessed nerd.
Yes.
You're a music lover. Yeah.
And I love technology also. Looking at the cameras, the lighting, I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
techie.
It's a desire to be a blogger at some point in my life.
You still can. You should. Yeah.
If I find the time.
Yeah.
But these are things that I love doing. Music, art. Sometimes I say, I realize whenever I talk to creatives, I probably am in the wrong profession. Because I care more about what the lighting would be, the angle, what is the best way to express something, and then the music.
Yeah.
So all
that's
these
just the
things.
cherry on top, I think. Yeah. Last question before we wrap up. This is keeping our tradition in Illustrado Talks. If you were an ulam, what would you be?
Oh, that's a good one.
What kind of ulam is Conjen Marford Angeles?
I think it would be pininyahang manok.
Oh my, wow, that's so specific. Tell us.
Because, well, I love chicken. And I also love pineapple.
Okay.
And there are people who don't like the combination of sweet
Yeah.
in an ulam, no?
Yeah, yeah.
But to me, you have both an ulam and a dessert.
You just made me hungry, Conjen.
I
I'm
don't
hungry.
think I don't know if that makes sense, but that makes sense to me somehow.
Yeah. And that brings us to the end of this chat. But before we really close down, Conjen, please talk to our audience. Tell them what they need to hear right now. What is your main message, and whatever you want to share with them.
Hi, I'm Conjen Marford. I'm leaving in a few months' time. I'm leaving this October, going back to the Philippines to serve at the Department of Foreign Affairs. I've had a fun time. I've had the best of time being head of the Philippine Consul General in Dubai. And it has been an honor to serve in this capacity, meeting so many people and meeting and being face to face with them, knowing their families. No? It's like being a mayor, a mayor of a city, and knowing the travails and also the ups and downs, the successes. I'm amazed at how the community has grown and the things that the community has achieved. And at the same time, I am excited for what we have discussed, because that is one way of moving forward for the community. There's still so much potential, and I hope that when I come back to Dubai, and visit, I will see those who have been trying to make it already have made it, those who have succeeded sharing their knowledge and passing on what they have learned to other people, and finding a community that is united, that is very much representing our country well, waving the flag of the Philippines high here in Dubai, here in the UAE.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Conjen. Like we say, taas noo Filipino.
Yes.
Taas noo Filipino.
Taas noo Filipino.
And yeah, pininyahang manok.
Yes.
I'm hungry now. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.